Thank you for tuning in and joining our first hype out of our 2023 series. We are so excited to be back with you guys again in 2023. We would like to thank, of course, Teva Pharmaceuticals, Genentech, Neurocrine Biosciences, Sage Therapeutics, PTC, Unicure, Perlinia, and the Griffin Foundation for making 2023 hype possible again this year. I think we are going to start off this hype by talking the next 15 minutes or so about Help for HD International and our programs that we have decided to run in 2023 and have been approved by our board of directors. Before I get started, I want to introduce two of our executive board members are on with us right now, and that is Tammy Miller is
Hello.
on, and so is Vicki Owen.
Hello.
And then Katrina Hamill and myself, and Michael is in the background behind us. And throughout today, our whole board will be on at some point, so we'll make sure we introduce you guys. I am going to let Katrina lead us off and talk about our first program that we will be hosting in 2023.
So as Katie mentioned, we are starting our very first hype. This is one of 4 hypes for 2023. And so this one is obviously virtual. Our next will be in person in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and that will be on May 20th. This is a Spanish-speaking event. Our second in-person event is in Detroit, Michigan on August 12th. And that one will be also obviously in person in Michigan, And that is also open, so you can register for that one if you're in the Detroit area. And then we will finish off our hype series for the year virtually, and that will be June 24th. And it'll be very similar to this, except for with a new topic, new ideas, etc. Again, as Katie mentioned, we do want to thank our sponsors, Teva, Genentech, Neurocrine, Sage, PTC, Unicure, Perlinia, and the Griffin Foundation for making this possible.
Our next program we're going to talk about is our annual symposium, and this is really exciting for us because on April 13th, Help for HD International has had its tax recognition for 10 years. So we are very excited. We were around a lot longer than that, but we were actually recognized in 2013. So we're going to have our home coming back to California, and we are going to be hosting in San Diego, California this year, October 13th and 14th. And we're going to have night events. It's going to be a huge party and a celebration. So if you guys are in the area, please come out with us. We're also going to be offering different scholarships that will come out as we get more information. But for right now, we definitely want to thank Teva and Genentech, Neurocrine, PTC, Perlinia, and the Griffin Foundation. And we will, of course, have more to come on sponsorships. But for right now, we'd like to thank them for launching us into this and getting the hotels booked and stuff. And we are going to have a great time. So mark your calendar, October 13th and 14th.
Something during the pandemic that we noticed was the lack of support groups because we weren't able to meet in person, very common. So we started our online support groups, and they are forever changing. New people come in, people take a break. We find that there's a lot of really good support within our support groups. People have become best friends and really utilize them for their bad days and good days, and people have really become close. So our HD caregiver only support group is every single Tuesday, and that's at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And then we have another support group for JHD caregivers, and that is the first and third Tuesday of every month, and that is at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And we are going to be planning other support groups in the future, so stay tuned for those. And if you would like information on either of the links, you can reach out to us on social media or through email. And a huge shout out to our sponsors, both Teva and Griffin Foundation, for those.
We started during the pandemic another program, and that was Help for HD TV. We started it right away because we wanted to get information that was coming in about COVID-19 and Huntingtons. And so we had all these different people coming on from actually all over the world talking to us about what they were learning because it was brand new. We decided to keep that going. So we still run every single Friday a Help for HD TV episode. This month we focused on love because of Valentine's Day, life planning, feeding tubes, message banking. We talked about the documentary Struts, sorry. Next month, we're going to be doing stuff on like living with chorea, estates planning, loneliness, And then we're actually going to go to through a whole series of grief. I know this all sounds very depressing, but it's actually not. We actually have a really good time on the show, and we do talk about really hard subjects, and we get a lot of really great information for our community and to help support us through some of these really challenging things we're going to have to go through. Tune in, follow us on YouTube, like the videos, ring the bell for notifications, and then you'll know when new episodes are coming out, because sometimes we do throw some curveball episodes in there for you. So make sure you ring the bell so you get notifications.
So Help for HD Live is our very first program, and it is still running today. It started at Melissa's kitchen table, and it's very, very strong and solid. And there is so many hundreds. It's over 550 episodes, right?
Oh, yeah.
So many episodes that are archived that you can go back and listen to. So we want to thank Lauren Holder for being our producer and our host. It's such a great show. There's such good content on there. And the great thing is you can find it on Blog Talk Radio, but also any of your streaming apps that you use. If you use Spotify or iHeartRadio, you can just look us up and start streaming and listening to all of the different shows that are there. A huge shout out and thank you to our sponsors, Teva, Neurocrine, and Griffin for that program.
And because I just totally messed that up, Help for HD TV, thank you to our sponsors, Teva and Griffin. And so for our next program, I was going to sit here and talk, and now I don't have to. So Vicki Owen is on with us, our executive board member, but also a head of our law enforcement and first responder program. So I am going to let Vicki tell you guys about what our LEAP program looks like in 2023.
Hello, everybody. As Katie said, I'm the Director of Law Enforcement Education. And I just wanted to let you all know what we have scheduled for this year and to say that we have a couple of really good events coming up. We did have one already in January at the North Carolina Association of Police Chiefs. We were very well received there and were asked to come back next year. The next event will be huge for us. It's in Detroit, Michigan. It will be in August following the HYPE program. And our main contact for educating law enforcement is the CIT officer, which is the crisis intervention team. They are the ones that educate within their own precincts. This is a very large event. Over 1,000 officers are expected from all over the United States. Katie has applied to do a workshop while we are there, and if we're chosen to present, this will be a great opportunity for us as a community. The final event will be held in San Diego, California, after the symposium for the IACP, which is the International Association of Chiefs of Police. This will have 3,000 to 4,000 officers from all over the world. This is big for us and helps to educate in other countries. As always, local education is ongoing. If anyone would like to receive our law enforcement kit, please email me, Vicki at helpforhd.org, and that's Vicki, V-I-C-K-I. I will be happy to send as many kits as you need to cover your local police, sheriff, and highway patrol stations. And don't forget, we also have ID cards and auto decals for the asking. I will be happy to send those to you also free of charge. Thanks, everybody, and have a great day.
Thanks, Vicki.
Thanks, Vicki. And then we would just like to thank our sponsors at that program, Teva, Unicure, and Griffin. This is such an important program, and a huge shout out to Vicki for all that she does. She's constantly sending packages to families all over the nation to help support you with law enforcement and first responders. So huge shout out to Vicki.
Thank you.
Our next program is our publication program. You can find all of these on our website, helpforhd.org. But we have currently 5 books that are on Amazon. 4 of them are stories from people who are in the HD and JHD community. Some of them are caregiver perspectives. And then we also have our newest book, which is our HD cookbook, which is the first of its kind. It has great recipes submitted by the community for the community. So I would check that out on Amazon or our website just to familiarize yourselves with what we have out there. We have our brochures, we have our care binder, and all of that again is on our website. A huge thank you to both Teva and Griffin for that program.
I would like to bring on BJ, if I can. You can share your screen. Hey.
You can, hey.
So our next program we're going to talk about is our HD Relief Program. And this is a very special program because it's really the only one that exists out there. We have helped families through hurricane like Harvey, we helped families in shelters. We helped families in Puerto Rico. We've helped families like their houses burnt down and they just needed food. We stepped in and helped bring families support in so many different ways. We've helped with medication, we've helped with medical equipment. But I think our special programs we were known for is our holiday programs where we bring HD families across the nation, Christmas dinners, and make sure that they have food around the holiday, a special meal. We also do our HD Kids program where we are able to send gift cards for their parent who's living with HD or their guardian can buy them something special. So a lot of us know we lose our loved ones with HD, and sometimes that gift that you give, like my husband who passed away from Huntington's, there's special things he has given our children that they cherish so much because they hold tight to those things. So we want to be a part of that, helping buy something very special for your child that they can have forever. And we also have our JHD program, which is really fun. We send holiday gifts to all of our kiddos. So it's a great program. This year, we started a new program, and that's a genetics testing program fund to help people with their genetic testing costs. So we wanted to bring on BJ and invite BJ to come on and talk about HD genetics with us a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Katie. You didn't tell me how much time, but I'll keep this pretty brief. But super just happy, but also grateful to partner with Help for HD. I think Katie and Katrina and your team has really realized that this is a need out there, and we're really quick to act on supporting families in a financial manner. And genetic testing and counseling is obviously a part of everyone's Huntington's disease journey, and finances should never be should be a barrier to undergo testing and get the proper counseling. So really excited. We launched this on Giving Tuesday in 2022, which is a fund to help offset the cost of genetic testing for those who need it. And this is a partnership with HD Genetics, but it's really open to any option for anyone in the USA who's pursuing genetic testing. Just real quick on HD Genetics, if you haven't heard of us, we're a new company that opened services last year offering a new option to undergo genetic testing. If you're at risk for Huntington's in the USA, we're not the only option. We're not claiming to be the best option. We are just a option. Our services are all available virtually. So you undergo your typical genetic counseling services with our licensed genetic counselor, Wes Solom, who is a full-time employee of HD Genetics and spends 100% of his time on Huntington's disease. This is all done virtually through a Zoom-like platform called DoxyMe. And if you decide to pursue testing with us, instead of getting blood drawn, our partner laboratory Prevention Genetics sends a saliva kit. Saliva can be used just like blood to get the DNA to run the HD test to figure out your CAG repeat. We charge $500. That is our flat rate cost, but we understand that even $500 is a barrier for folks. So that's where we partnered with Help for HD if this is a barrier for you, we have a relatively simple program that people can raise their hand to say, hey, I need help. And we can make sure that you can get the proper counseling, the proper testing without finances being a barrier. And then I will just say HD Genetics' ultimate goal, yes, is to help people get testing if they're looking for it, but really it's to connect people to the proper resources. It's to connect people with Help for HD. It's to get them to your conferences in Detroit and San Diego, or connect them to a hype day, get them to a center of excellence, help them educate about a clinical trial. So there's a lot we're trying to do with everyone that's come through the doors. And we're really happy to say we've had over 125 people start the process since we opened in August. And we're really excited. I think we're doing some good work. And again, just really appreciative of Katie, Katrina, the Help for HD team for believing in HD Genetics and working together.
Yeah, absolutely. And for those of you guys who want to find HD Genetics, you guys go to the website, and then I don't have it in front of me, but I think it's www.hdgenetics.com.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, easy.
Pretty easy.
You guys can go check that out. And we want to thank BJ because there's so many different options in your testing journey. There used to not be, but now there are. We're all individuals, and we are thankful that we have different options that suit our lifestyles. So thank you for bringing that to the table, BJ. It's good seeing you.
You bet. Thanks. Good luck with the weather.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So our next program is the Huntingtons Post. It's on our website, helpforhd.org. And this is just a collective of family written articles, experiences, press releases, really important information that's announced in our community. And it's all just under the tab on our website, and you can go through and read a lot of different things. We even did something called 20 questions for a while, where we interviewed people, a very easy way of just 20 questions, simple and great to read. So if you want to check out some stories, that's a great place to do. And we'd like to thank both Teva and Griffin for that one as well.
May is HD Awareness Month. It's so cool for us because we started this 2 years ago, right? And we send packages across the nation with awareness promos. So anything from shirts to jackets to hats. We also do some adaptive equipment this year. There's a couple things we've already ordered. And so these boxes are going to go out to all of you who apply. The website will open right around the beginning of May. And this is another free program to just wear Huntingtons everywhere and have the world see and have a greater awareness in the month of May. So huge shout out to Teva and Griffin for making that program possible again this year.
So our last program is our newest program, and this is the HD Resource Database. This is a very exciting program. A huge shout out to Tammy Miller for working really hard on this with us, and Michael Sabato, who's behind the camera, but we thank him also. But this is going to be a collective. When you're looking for resources within the HD and JHD community, Googling can bring up a lot of things, right? So we wanted to collect them for you. We wanted to collect resources all over the nation that can help families in the moment for things that they need. This can be anything from maybe a really good service animal company, or it could be something like a really great adaptive spoon that you have personally tried and it works well and you share it with the community. So we will be launching that soon. We are working on it diligently, and it just takes a lot of work to bring in AI and train it and make it really work and benefit our community. So it takes some time, but we're getting there. It's really exciting, and I think it's one of a kind. So we'd like to really thank Teva, Neurocrine, and Griffin for that project.
Yeah, so
It's gonna be
exciting.
so good.
So we are very much, and Tammy, thank you again, besides for coming up with this brilliant idea while we were sitting at symposium. Michael's very thankful. He's working on AI like every night.